Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. I should say not royal reading, because even though it is about the Harkles, they really aren't royal anymore, are they? So former royal reading, perhaps we should say. And I have the Muse Tarot on the tarot table late this Friday afternoon, early Friday evening. The Muse Tarot, extremely beautiful tarot deck, very profound. I very seldom use it to do readings on this channel, but I'm using it today because, in my opinion, we are reading on someone who is very profound, and that is Liz Garbus. Now, she has the, in my opinion, great misfortune to be in charge of the Harkle docuseries for Netflix. We're not allowed to call it a reality TV show, a docuseries. She was also slated to be directing Pearl, but of course Pearl got canned. So she's now in charge of the Harkle docuseries, and Meghan just appears to have thrown her under a bus. In the Variety interview, Meghan said, "It's nice to be able to trust someone with our story, a seasoned director whose work I've long admired, even if it means it may not be the way we would have told it. We are trusting our story to someone else, and that means it will go through their lens." And a lot of people are interpreting this to mean Meghan is preparing the ground to blame Liz Garbus if things go wrong, if the Harkles come out looking ridiculous, dreadful, as in readings that I've done, they may well come out looking ridiculous, dreadful, shallow, navel-gazing, whatever. Liz Garbus seems to think that she's in some trouble because she has locked down her Twitter account. Twitter, it's private, it's gone private. And since this came out, apparently the timing is rather suspect. Let's remind you, as I shuffle these cards a little bit, let's remind you right now that this is a tarot reading, as ever, for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion. And there is a disclaimer in the box below, and please read it and form your own opinion about what's going on. But people are suspicious, including this tarot reader, because this Variety interview comment came shortly after Harry was allegedly quoted as saying he didn't even know what was in his book. It's all the ghostwriter, and so trying to distance himself from the content of the book. Now it looks like Meghan is trying to distance herself from the documentary that Liz Garbus is helming. And Liz Garbus is a big deal. She's not just nobody. She's a big deal, and it grieves me, who is in that world, or tries to be in that world some of the time in my life, the movie business, that Meghan and Harry got someone of her caliber to work on their stuff, on their tosh, on their rot, and that is my opinion, that it is rubbish. But somewhat of her caliber, and that they now can be contemplating basically throwing her under a bus to protect themselves, because what's coming out of their mouths, their behavior, is so venal and so despicable that it's not going to reflect well on them. So possibly going to be blaming her, but possibly. I'm going to do this reading from her point of view. I'm doing a standard Celtic cross for once. I'm not tweaking things. And we're going to see how she is feeling right now. And what has come out as the underlying energy is pretty telling. It's the Seven of Emotions, which is the Seven of Cups. It's come out in reverse. This tarot deck is not supposed to be read in the reverse, but the cards got all mushed up when I was doing my pre-shuffle, and I thought, well, a voice thought, my intuition, shall we say, told me carry on with that. So the Seven of Cups in reverse is quite interesting because it's the card of cold, hard truth. dawning on you. You realize something about a situation. You are no longer under illusions about a situation. And Liz Garbus may well have gone into this thinking that Meghan and Harry were incredibly woke. They had been oppressed in the royal family, the racist royal family. They'd fled. They were these spectacular humanitarians. She may well have fallen for the BS, for the PR. No more with this card in the reverse as the underlying energy. The scales have fallen from her eyes. She is no longer in doubt, and I can confirm that because the next card down, underlying energy, is the moon, but the moon in reverse. When the moon is in reverse, you start to see things clearly. You get out of that confused, doubtful, what on earth is going on energy, and you start to get some clarity on things again, where you have been possibly deceived and deluded, and in the shadows now clarity comes, the light dawns, and you begin to see the truth of the situation. It does not bode well for Harry and Meghan. It also doesn't bode well for Liz Garbus, because very difficult situation to be in. If you believed the lie that you were sold, my opinion, it was a lie that she was sold, then what do you do? She's got an enormous reputation that she's got to protect, and dealing with these two, as we know from everybody else who has given up and left, and the books by Tom Bower and Valentine Lowe and even Tina Brown's bit of fluff tell their own tale about what it's like working for Harry and Meghan. And I don't have to say allegedly. So my heart's actually broken for her, because this is the situation she finds herself in. It's the Three of Voices. That's the Three of Swords. It's in reverse. And I think it's in reverse because she's been through hell with them. It's the heartbreak card, the betrayal card, a nightmare. Look at this figure in this card. It's very descriptive. It's very vivid of the anguish that this person is going through, this woman is going through. She's feeling very vulnerable. Threes always are, there's someone extra around. And it's her against the Harkles, basically. And it's been hell, it's been a nightmare. She feels betrayed, she feels like she's been stabbed through the heart. This Variety interview must have really hurt her, what she read. And she really feels very vulnerable, very wounded, very hurt, very betrayed. Card in the reverse, she's been through it, and she's now figuring out how to recover from that degree of betrayal and hurt. So what is the particular challenge that she is facing right now? The Sun in reverse. It's her reputation that's on the line here. This is a big deal. This is a huge card, the Sun. Upright, it's happiness, it's power, it's joy, it's abundance, it's benevolence, it's innocence, playfulness, it's everything wonderful. In the reverse, it's feeling really pessimistic, really gloomy, really down, feeling like you're walking through. We had the moon. Now we've got the Sun. We had the moon in reverse because clarity is starting to come for her. But her problem is actually the Sun in reverse is the moon. And it's interesting, we have an eclipse coming up. Universe is telling me as I'm holding this card, remember, I think it's the 25th of October. It's very soon. There's an eclipse coming up, but we could get news around the eclipse about this. It's already news. We're in eclipse season already. Eclipses always have the run in and then the following energy. They're not just a one day wonder. She is feeling that she can't see her way, because the Sun is about illumination, clarity as well. So there's a lot going on. She feels her reputation is in jeopardy. She can't see her way forward. She doesn't know what's going on. She's been betrayed, and now she is struggling with this. She's struggling with what it may mean for her in terms of her career, her reputation. So what's going on behind the scenes right now? And we get awakening. That's a judgment card normally. Enlightenment. She knows that everything in this reading is telling me that she knows what's going on. And the judgment card is about decisions and decision making. I'm being judged for your quality of your decision making. So she's got things to think about. It's also a second chance card, the Judgment card. It's coming around again for another go at the thing when you're a little bit more enlightened, a little bit more aware of what's going on. So she knows that there's a hell of a lot riding on this with this awakening card. She knows that her reputation is at stake. She knows that she's now aware of things she wasn't aware of before. She knows the truth of the situation. She sees it now. When the judgment happens, you rise from your grave in the traditional Rider-Waite, and the angel blows the trumpet, and everyone rises from their graves and they ascend. And they get clarity on the things that they did not have clarity on. So big deal for her. This is everything in this reading is telling me that she's had a come to Jesus moment. That's what the Judgment card is. That's what the awakening is. She now sees. She sees the peril that she is in. So what is her focus? What is she trying to do? Ace of Materials, that's the Ace of Pentacles. She's trying to put things on a stable path here. She's trying to get it nailed down, this docuseries, in a way that is stable, solid for her. That means that she can take it forward, that she can go forward with her life in a solid way. I think she really has been through hell, and she now wants to start something new. She wants to start something that is going to have some lasting legacy for her, and that's going to get her back on track. For me, the Ace of Pentacles in these royal readings is always about someone getting back on track. We often see it with Harry. Here comes the Ace of Pentacles. We're gonna get you back on track, Haz. We're gonna get you back in the royal family, get you some nice gigs, maybe send you off to Africa or whatever we're gonna do, but we're gonna be fine. She is frantically trying to figure out how to get herself back on track after this eye-opening experience that she's had with the Harkles, working for the Harkles. Not what she expected at all. I have to remind you, this is my speculation about what is going on. What has been going on in the recent past? How has it been going so far in the past? And that's the Five of Wands. Inspiration in the Muse Tarot is Wands. So the Five of Wands, battling, fighting, conflict, drama, infighting, conflicts about how to see things. Megan said very clearly, it means it will go through their lens, meaning Liz Garbus's lens, not the way we would have told the story. There have been arguments about how this is going to be going. It's arguments, always I say this, it's arguments in a group, in a business environment, in a family environment, scratching each other's eyes out because somebody wants the power, wants the domination, wants to climb over everyone else and get to the top. But in this case, it's about the narrative, because ones are about PR, ones are about storytelling, ones are drama and creativity, and it's who gets to have their own way. Liz Garbus has succeeded, possibly. Well, she's going to be blamed if it's not a success. They're going to distance themselves from it. It's already been told that, as I have repeatedly said in this reading. That is what people are speculating, that Variety interview means. But there has been a lot of conflict about this in the past. Ugly conflict. The Five of Wands is an ugly card. It's very aggressive, even when it's upright. It's combative, and you don't care about other people's feelings because you want what you want. It's a very ambitious card, very competitive card. So what is going to be coming up in the near future for her? She's been through it with that Five of Wands, Five of Inspirations. What's going to be coming up next? Well, that is the Queen of Materials, the Queen of Pentacles. She's an Aries. I checked her out. So this isn't her energy. There's going to be a very disgruntled Queen of Materials, the Queen of Pentacles in her future. It could be someone at Netflix who's not pleased, but I'm more inclined to think that it is our Megzi, the wife, who is not pleased, because the traditional meaning of the Queen of Pentacles is the wife card. Who is going to be very angry, when the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse. It's a sullen kind of muttering, might even go silent, might even withdraw support, might even withdraw material support, because the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Materials, is the supportive queen energy, the supportive female energy. She's very generous, she's very nurturing, she's very kind, very grounded, very warm, very loyal. Put all of those things into the reverse and you get what Liz Garbus is going to be dealing with in the future. Somebody who is unstable, who has gone cold, taken away her support, her resources, all of that stuff. It's going to be very, very tricky for her. She's dealt with tricky characters in her career, that is for sure. But she's going to be dealing with a particularly tricky and sullen and difficult and hostile Queen of Materials coming up. So what are her feelings, Liz Garbus's feelings, her intentions, her attitude towards the Harkles? This will really tell us her take on this docuseries, what she's going to be doing with it. And we get the 9 of emotions in reverse, 9 of cups are in reverse. I can see why universe wanted these cards to come out mixed in the reverse. The 9 of cups in reverse, quite often get for the Harkles. Traditionally, it's the wish fulfillment card. But it's also the glutton card, the greedy card, one of them. Indulgent. She sees them as indulgent, as spoilt, as rotten. It could see even there is substance issues, and we might get hints of that in this docuseries. Just by the way, if it's not even articulated expressly, we might, with the evidence of our own eyes, see it. In them, in the Harkles and their behavior and, the tells. We might see things like that. Indulgent, deluded cups, always a little bit deluded, a little bit manipulative when they're in the reverse. Difficult energy. It's an unpleasant energy, the 9 of cups. Even when it's upright, it's a card that I always feel a bit about, because it is that self-indulgence and that I want what I want and give it to me. Sort of suckling at the teats energy without actually doing any work. Normally it's the rather portly fellow who's sitting smugly in front of the 9 cups that he's consumed with his arms folded across his chest. A bit of a James Corden energy, shall we just say. And so there it is. She sees them for what they are. She sees them as greedy, gluttonous, self-indulgent, lazy, possibly, as I said, with addiction issues, substance issues, but also that spoiled, rotten sense that I get from this card here in this reading. This person is going down. She's already, she's a bit off, she's kind of floating there. But now she's going down. She's glug, going down. Doesn't bode well for the Harkles, really doesn't. This is not a friendship card. This is not oh, they're so magnificent, they're so wonderful. If I'd got the Queen of Pentacles upright here, I would have said, oh, she thinks they're brilliant. And we're going to get a very flattering docu-series about them. But no, she sees what she sees. She sees what we all see, I would say, my opinion. So what pressure is she under? And we get the Star in reverse. We get the Star in reverse. We've got all the lights. We've had the Sun and the Moon, and now we've got the Star. And the Star is, of course, her hope and healing card. And also we are dealing with celebrity, so it is a celebrity card. And look at me. And it does have that variety in photo shoot kind of energy about it. The pressure is from this fallen star. She's dealing with this prima donna. She's dealing with somebody who thinks she's a star but isn't. And she's being very difficult, and it is causing Liz Garbus some degree of despair, lost hope, knocked off her path. The star is also about finding your path, finding your way. We've seen that she wants to find her way here again with the Ace of Pentacles. She's confused. The moon has come up. She's been confused. She's there's two cards here of actual depression, I just have to say. So she could be, and the moon. The moon also is sort of mental health problems. I'm not diagnosing, I'm speculating. Let's just make that very clear. But I get, and the Three of Swords, let's not forget the Three of Swords that's sitting under here as the heart of this reading. She's been through it. I keep saying that, but she's been through it. I would say she's quite depressed, wondering how she's going to recover from this, heal from it, which the star is about. But she's dealing with this prima donna. There she is again, all dressed up, showing off in front of those weird like parachutes and whatever she was prancing around in front of with those giant feet at the San Isidro or whatever it is ranch, where the crew were looking particularly disenchanted with the whole thing, and people are speculating that they used all that backdrop so that they could Photoshop her feet more easily, which amuses me no end. You know, I've got a foot fetish, not generally, but a Meghan Markle foot fetish. So yeah, this is a difficult reading. I didn't expect it to be a breeze, but it's telling me big cards. We've got massive cards that have come out. Judgment, Sun, Star, Moon is another underlying energy, and so her hopes and fears as she goes forward with this thing. We get the Two of Emotions in reverse. That's the breakup card. She's very concerned that there's going to be a fallout between her and, I would say, Meghan in particular, because Meghan seems to be the guiding light, the star in reverse, the guiding light in this whole drama and this whole saga. And she's very, very worried that there's going to be a massive fallout, and it's already foreshadowed. Meghan has already laid the groundwork for it with this Variety interview, and the very calculated, in my opinion, comment. Very calculated. I'm sure she wrote it down in her 4 calligraphy 25 times and edited it, and then read it out to the reporter who dutifully recorded it. So yeah, she's worried she's going to be upset about this and hurt by this. She's already hurt. 3 of Swords, but she's worried that there's more pain to come, because she probably started out, as I say, under the spell of the star and believing all the BS, and probably thought they were friends, probably thought Meghan was the most amazing woman, fell for it all, and now scales fallen from her eyes, and very concerned that this is going to cause her extra hurt in the days to come. So how is it going to go for her ultimately? Whatever universe wants to tell us as an outcome, oh dear, it's dreadful. 10 of Voices, that's the 10 of Swords, falling on those swords. It is in the reverse, but we haven't got there yet. So I would say that this is not recovering from that. It is what's heading her way. She knows it. She's well aware of it now, that this is where she's heading. She's heading for the 10 of Swords. She is going to be pilloried. She's going to be blamed. She's going to be castigated. She is more than going to be thrown under a bus. She's going to be tortured and tormented and ruined. Or there is going to be a serious attempt to ruin her, in my opinion, speculating by the Queen of Pentacles there in reverse, that hostile Queen energy coming up in her near future is going to be going all out to destroy her, because she saw through the dream. She saw through the lies. She saw through the BS. And we're going to see it when this documentary finally comes along, and I cannot wait. Really, it's going to be fascinating to see. But this poor woman has got it coming her way. And hence this frantic scramble now with the Ace of Materials, Ace of Pentacles, to try and get things back on track. I would say try and get new projects lined up. Because she seems to have been working for the Harkles for quite a long time, several years, but trying to get new projects going, trying to protect herself, protect her career, protect her reputation. She needs to. She absolutely needs to, because she's got hell coming her way, and it's the storm already seems to have hit. If she's gone to the trouble of shutting down her Twitter account, to all comers, to closing it down to just people she trusts and knows, the storm has already hit. And I'm very sorry to say that, and I'm very sorry to see this. This is not a reading where I'm experiencing my happiest emotion, Schadenfreude, not at all. I feel very, very sorry for her. And yeah, now nasty energy. But that's the reading for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.